What is up, everyone? This is your host, Eric Holtzman, and welcome to the Mindful Motion Podcast. Good morning, everybody. I hope you all having a great morning. It's cloudy here in LA, which I'm grateful for because it gets crazy hot here. So we're enjoying that last little bit of cool weather before the summer. So today, I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about something that has really been prevalent in my training. And it's something I think is not really discussed very often, and that is sensory feedback from exercise, right? We have a system with a lot of sensors in our bodies, our skin, our muscles, our tendons, our joints. They have sensors in them and they give us information all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. And the more in tune you can be with those sensors, the better decisions you can make with your exercise. So, giving a personal example to help shed light on this, and maybe you guys can relate and think of things that apply to you with your exercise in your body so that you can make sense of what I'm saying. So, as you guys probably well know, I have a lot of injuries that I've dealt with from playing sports, and these injuries come up from time to time when I push myself. And I have to be careful not to progress too quickly. Otherwise, I can end up being in pain or just sore unnecessarily, and it deters me from exercising and being consistent. And this is a problem because I want to continue to train. Because it makes me feel good, it keeps my emotions stable. But I also have goals, to get stronger and to progress as a physical person. So when I'm training, like for example, yesterday I was doing a leg day. Now I have a issue with my left hip due to some trauma there. Track and field long jump, I would be my launching leg I would jump off of. And my left leg in hockey was shooting leg I would shoot off of. So it's been quite abused from a lot of different activities. So I have some injuries that have popped up there. And when I challenge myself in squats, for example, there can be some signals that come up, minor ones, that let me know that this is inappropriate at the time. So like yesterday, I was doing a squat on one of my machines at 160 pounds, and it felt good, no problems. I'm like, all right, let's go up to 200. And keep in mind, 200 pounds to me is not that challenging for me at all. I can do the whole stack on that machine and rep it out for 15 reps, no problem, but can't tolerate it. And at 200 pounds, halfway through the set of like 10 reps, I started feeling something a little weird in my glute. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's not pain necessarily. It just was a weird sensation. And that weird sensation for me is an insight of knowing from past experiences that usually translates to soreness and pain the next day. So instead of stopping like I should have, I said in my mind, I'm like, let me just see if I can finish this set and see if it goes away. It didn't. Finish the set, let it be for a little while, waited a few minutes, and I tried the same squat again, hoping that sensation would go away. Well, it didn't. Halfway through the set, the same thing happened. That sensation popped up, a little weirdness in my glutes, deep hip external rotators starting to feel weird. I pushed a little bit past it. Keep in mind, it's not that terrible. It's not hurting. It's just something weird. Pushed through it, left it, felt okay. This morning, wake up, like really sore left hip, glutes, kind of painful, back hurts a little bit. Okay, so clearly ignoring that sensation, that signal left me basically not tolerating the stimulus well, and I'm sore and in pain. So this is an example of a signal my body was giving me that if I left my ego aside and honored that signal, I would have lightened the weight and done a set that didn't have weirdness in my body with, and then I could have kept progressing, doing more sets, and I would wake up feeling fine, and now I wouldn't feel deterred from training today. This happens in a variety of exercises for a lot of people. Now, granted, the vast majority of people out there are not paying attention to their bodies when they're training. They're distracted. They're watching TV, they're listening to music, they're talking to their friends, they're on a phone call. There is no way that you can pay attention to what's happening inside your body if you're doing other things while you're training. You need to be present in the moment, observing what you're feeling, observing how you're moving the load, what you're moving the load with, to be able to even pick up on these signals. But let's say you are paying attention, and let's say you have some injuries in your body. you have a shoulder problem. Let's use a different example. Maybe you have had shoulder impingement or something go on with your rotator cuff and one of your shoulders, as an example. And you're doing upper body stuff, and you know certain movements tend to trigger issues or episodes of soreness or pain if you do them the next day or the next week. And so you don't like doing those exercises. Well, instead of just avoiding them, why don't you do those exercises mindfully with an appropriate weight? And when you're going through the set, observe how you're feeling. And as soon as you notice any signal that doesn't feel like a normal muscle contraction, it could be slight pain, slight discomfort, it could be crampiness, any type of off signal that your body is sending you. Now take that signal to be a marker for you to know when to stop. So you get that weirdness, you stop. And instead, maybe if it comes up soon into the set, you're like, okay, this was not clearly too much load, too much range of motion, or maybe today I just don't even do this exercise. So how do you know which is which? Well, if you're going through the whole set and it feels pretty good, but near the end, it starts to be a problem, well, then you had a chunk of that exercise, which was okay. So when you take a break, you do it again, do the set of the reps that felt good. Don't go into those reps that didn't. That's an example of a way to change and modify your execution or design of the exercise by lowering the volume. Another example could be, say, the pain comes up soon in the set, on the second rep. You stop, try to lighten the load, see if lower force, modifying the force, helps you do the set pain-free. And if it still doesn't work, lighten it again. And if you're going so light that you don't feel anything, that's okay. But finding an amount that you can tolerate that doesn't create weirdness is something you can grow from. You can progress from. If you are just pushing yourself to a level that you can't tolerate right from the beginning and you keep doing that, you can't adapt to what you can't tolerate, and you can't recover from what you can't tolerate. So you got to find an amount that's okay. So we found a way to lower volume to get through a set comfortably. You can lower force to get through a set comfortably. You maybe neither of those things are working, in which case maybe that exercise isn't the exercise you should do today. There are ways to modify exercises too. It just takes a little more mechanical knowledge. You could change the force being applied to the body. You could change the tool that you're using. If you're using a dumbbell, maybe using a band or a cable would be a better decision. If you're using free weights with bands and cables and those aren't working, maybe a machine is a better solution. So you have a wide range of things you could try from my suggestions to alter and modify your exercise to avoid unnecessary sensations and weirdness, to basically tolerate the exercise better. So what I'm going after here is being in the moment, being present, being mindful, and paying attention to the signals your body is sending you is one of the best tools for understanding when to modify, progress, regress your exercises so that you can continue to make progress from your training without causing pain or unnecessary discomfort. So I would highly, highly suggest you guys play around with this next time you're doing a lift. Try to be in the moment and observe what you're sensing. And if you sense anything that doesn't feel right, even if it's minor and you know this is a sensitive area for you, honor that signal, stop the exercise, and make a modification. Try to find a way to make it pain-free. One thing I also didn't say is you could also modify the range of motion that you're moving through. So if you're doing like a chest fly, let's say, right? And coming all the way out causes discomfort. But if you stop just a couple inches earlier, instead of coming here, you stop here and there's no pain, there's another modification you could apply by just simply not moving as far, staying in a smaller motion without any negative feedback. Now we're good to go. Now we can push this thing and not have any unnecessary negative consequences. So I hope this makes sense for you guys. It's been a really powerful tool for me. And I will be honest and straightforward, it is not simple and easy all the time to do this. As I just mentioned at the beginning, egos get in the way, our desire to do more and push ourselves gets in the way, and we sometimes make mistakes. And you'll learn from those mistakes, hopefully, and make a better decision the next time. So it's okay if you make a mistake and you're sore. Don't freak out. You're going to recover. When you recover, make a note that you did that and do something different next time and learn from your mistakes. Don't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's classified as insanity. And I think Albert Einstein classified that and coined that term or phrase. So anyway, try this out. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up or DM me on my social media accounts. I'm happy to help you guys. But I think this could be a transformative thing to apply for people out there who are dealing with these kinds of issues on a regular basis with their training. All right, guys, you all have a great day, and we'll be talking soon.